You've got to train your mind to obey your vision, not your mood. Every time you choose action over excuses, you're reprogramming your identity. You're telling yourself, I don't wait to feel ready. I move regardless. And that small decision, repeated thousands of times, transforms you into someone unstoppable. Motivation is like a spark. It can start the fire, but it can't sustain it. The fire survives because of discipline. The wood you keep adding when no one's around. The truth is, greatness doesn't belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most disciplined. The ones who grind when it's raining, when it's cold, when life throws curveballs. Discipline is what keeps your vision alive when the world goes silent. It's what separates the talkers from the executors. Most people have goals, few have habits, and that's why so few make it. Because habits are built through repetition, not inspiration. You can't afford to live based on how you feel. Feelings are unstable. They change with the weather, the mood, the situation. One bad day and your motivation collapses. But when you're disciplined, you don't need to feel good to do what's right. You do it because it's required. Discipline doesn't ask for your permission, it demands your obedience. That's why it's uncomfortable. That's why it's rare. Because it means saying ain't no when everything in you wants to say yes. It means pushing forward when everything in you screams to stop. It's the mental toughness to stay locked in, even when the results haven't shown up yet. Most people quit not because they're incapable, but because they're impatient. They want the reward before the routine. They want success without the sacrifice. They want the outcome without the process. But discipline forces you to embrace the process, to love the grind, even when it doesn't love you back. It teaches you to stay consistent even when the applause is gone, even when the progress is invisible. Because true discipline is faith in motion. It's believing that every small, boring, painful action you take today will eventually add up to something extraordinary. You've got to understand, success isn't built in bursts, it's built in patterns. The daily repeated unglamorous actions that nobody celebrates. That's where transformation happens. The gym sessions when you're sore, the study hours when you're tired, the long nights when everyone's asleep but you're still building. Discipline turns those moments into momentum. And when momentum starts building, everything changes. Suddenly, you're not relying on motivation anymore. You're powered by progress. You start to crave the work. You start to feel uneasy when you skip it. That's when you know discipline has become your lifestyle. But let's be honest, discipline hurts. It's supposed to. It's not meant to be easy. It's meant to evolve you. Every time you keep going despite fatigue, you're proving to yourself that your purpose is stronger than your pain. Every time you show up when no one else does, you're creating separation. Discipline is separation. It's what distinguishes those who wish from those who win. You can't fake it. You can't cheat it. It exposes who's serious and who's just talking. And the beautiful thing about discipline is it compounds. The longer you stay consistent, the easier it becomes to stay that way. You've got to see discipline as freedom, not restriction. Because when you're disciplined, you control your outcomes. You're not a slave to your impulses anymore. You dictate your direction. You set the tone for your life. And while others are stuck in cycles of inconsistency, you're building momentum that can't be stopped. Discipline gives you power over your laziness, your fear, your self-doubt. That's the real win. Because once you master discipline, there's nothing external that can control you. You become unstoppable, not because you always feel good, but because you've learned to move through the bad. You've got to protect that hunger like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every time you let laziness win, your hunger dies a little. Every time you make excuses, your fire fades. You've got to feed your hunger daily. With vision, with discipline, with gratitude. You've got to remind yourself of what's at stake. What's the cost of quitting? Who are you letting down if you stop? What kind of life are you settling for if you don't push forward? Hunger is fueled by pain and purpose. When you connect those two, the pain of where you are and the purpose of where you're going, nothing can stop you. Hunger doesn't care about your background, your education, or your situation. It doesn't care if you're broke, tired, or overlooked. Hunger is the great equalizer. Because when you want something bad enough, you'll learn, you'll fight, you'll sacrifice until you get it. That's how people from nothing build empires. That's how dreamers become doers. They channel their hunger into consistent action. They don't complain about their circumstances. They use them as fuel. That's the mindset you need to develop. You can't let your situation define you. You've got to let your hunger drive you past it. Think about lions. They're the kings of the jungle, not because they're the biggest or fastest animals, but because they're the hungriest. They move with intention. When they hunt, they don't waste energy on distractions. They focus, they chase, they commit until the kill is made. That's the level of hunger you need to bring into your life. Every goal, every dream, every vision you have, you've got to go after it like your survival depends on it. Because in a world full of distractions, the hungry will always outlast the comfortable. The truth is, hunger hurts. It's uncomfortable. It means you'll be tired, broke, isolated, and doubted before you're ever respected. But that's the price. Hunger demands sacrifice. You'll lose people who don't share your drive. You'll miss out on easy pleasures. You'll have nights of frustration and moments of doubt. But in the end, hunger pays you back with transformation. It turns pain into power, pressure into purpose, and struggle into strength. If you've ever wondered why some people seem unstoppable, it's because they've made peace with discomfort. They've learned how to channel hunger instead of avoiding it. They've understood that the grind isn't punishment, it's preparation. Hunger keeps you alive, focused, sharp. It keeps your mind on what matters. Every time you feel that craving for more, don't silence it. Don't bury it under distractions. Feed it. Let it remind you that you're not done yet, that there's still more in you, that you haven't reached your full potential. You've got to be hungry to the point that giving up isn't an option anymore. You've got to be obsessed with your growth. Every day you wake up, you got to ask yourself, how bad do I really want this? Because that question separates the dreamers from the achievers. If your answer is weak, your effort will be weak. But if your answer is, I want this more than I want to breathe, then you're ready. You're ready to sacrifice sleep, comfort, excuses, and everything that stands between you and your vision. The beautiful thing about hunger is that it changes your identity. It makes you see yourself differently. You stop waiting for someone to save you. You start saving yourself. You start saving yourself. You stop blaming others. You start taking ownership. You stop saying a someday. You start saying a now. Hunger turns potential into power. It forces you to grow, to adapt, to evolve. To adapt, to evolve, it's the silent fire that burns inside every great person you admire. So ask yourself, where's your hunger? Did you lose it? Did you let comfort kill it? Did you let fear silence it? Because deep down, it's still there, waiting for you to wake it up. You gotta feed that hunger every day with effort, consistency, and sacrifice. You can't strengthen what you won't challenge. People waste years trying to live pain-free lives, and all they end up with is regret. Because the life you want, the dream, the legacy, the freedom, all of it is on the other side of pain. You've got to push through the discomfort to access your destiny. There's no shortcut around it. Every level but life will demand a greater version of you, and that version can only be built through pain. But here's what's powerful. Once you've gone through enough pain, you stop fearing it. You start to respect it. You start to understand that pain is temporary, but quitting is forever. You start realizing that every time you endure, you become more dangerous, more focused, more unshakable. The pain that used to break you starts to build you. It becomes your weapon. You learn how to channel it into progress, into passion, into purpose. You stop asking for the storm to end and start learning how to dance in the rain. You can't develop real toughness in comfort. You can't develop resilience while hiding from struggle. You can't learn who you are until life tests you. Pain gives you that mirror. It shows you what's real. It shows you what's still weak. It forces you to confront parts of yourself that comfort lets you ignore. And when you start leaning into it instead of running from it, you gain control over your mind. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming a master of them. Because once you've learned how to control your reaction to pain, nothing can control you anymore. When you shift your perspective like this, pain becomes your ally. It becomes your personal trainer. Every time life throws a new challenge at you, you say, good, let's go. Because you know it's just another opportunity to grow. That's how warriors are made. They don't ask for an easier life. They get stronger for the life they have. They don't ask for fewer problems. They develop the mindset to dominate the ones in front of them. That's what pain does. It gives you the ability to endure, to persist, and to evolve into something greater than you were before. If you're going through something right now, if life feels heavy, if you feel like you can't take another step, I want you to remember this: pain is not your enemy. It's your invitation to rise. It's the sign that you're on the edge of transformation. Don't give up now. Don't run from it. Embrace it. Let it shape you. Let it break off the old you. Let it prepare you for the next level of your life. You don't grow in comfort, you grow in fire. And when you come out of that fire, you won't be the same. You'll be stronger, wiser, more focused. You'll look back and realize that what once broke you actually built you. The pain didn't stop you. It refined you. It gave you the strength to carry what you prayed for. It prepared you for the weight of your purpose, so don't curse the pain. Thank it. Because without it, you never know how powerful you truly are. Pain is the price of greatness. And when you learn how to endure it, nothing can ever hold you back again. The grind is ugly before it gets beautiful. The fifth key to getting after it is understanding that success doesn't come dressed in comfort. It comes wrapped in chaos, pain, and relentless effort that no one applauds. This is where most people stop. This is where dreams die quietly. Not because they weren't good enough, but because the person chasing them couldn't handle the dirt that came before the bloom. You have to fall in love with the process that breaks you before it builds you. You have to understand that the grind isn't a season. It's a mindset, a way of life, a commitment to doing the hard things long after the feeling of excitement fades. You've got to learn how to keep swinging even when your hands bleed, how to keep pushing when your legs are shaking, how to stay locked in when no one sees what you're doing. Every second you spend making excuses is a second you could have used to make progress. Your circumstances may not be your fault, but your response is. Your past may not define you, but your decisions will. You can keep blaming or you can start building. You can keep explaining or you can start executing, but you can't do both. Ownership means looking at your life, good or bad, and saying, if this is on me and I have the power to change it, that's when the real grind begins. That's when life stops happening to you and starts happening because of you. The seventh key to getting after it is learning how to show up every single day. Not just when it's easy, not just when you feel like it, not just when everything is going your way. Consistency is the weapon that separates those who dream from those who do. It's the bridge between vision and victory, between wanting something and earning it. The truth is, success doesn't belong to the talented, the gifted, or the lucky. It belongs to the ones who stay committed when everyone else quits. You can have all the motivation in the world, but if you can't stay consistent, you'll never see results. The grind doesn't reward what you say you want. It rewards what you repeat every single day, even when no one's watching. Showing up daily isn't glamorous. It's not fireworks and motivation quotes. It's quiet. It's quiet. It's lonely. It's repetitive. It's doing the same small, uncomfortable things every single day until they turn into greatness. People always say they want success until they realize how boring the process can be. They want the results, not the repetition. They want the reward, not the routine. But that's not how life works. The grind tests you. It tests your patience, your endurance, and your faith. It asks you one question over and over again. How bad do you really want it? And your answer isn't in your words. It's in your actions, in your words. It's in your actions. It's in whether you show up on the days you don't feel like it. It's in whether you keep pushing when no one is clapping. It's in whether you still move forward when the results are invisible. Because that's what consistency is. Doing it when it doesn't look like it's working. Every rep in the gym, every late night of studying, every early morning grind, they don't show results right away, but every small step compounds, every drop of sweat builds up, every disciplined decision stacks on top of the last one until one day the world calls you an overnight success. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't overnight. It was years of staying faithful to the grind when nobody cared. It was 1,000 quiet mornings when you got up tired, sore, and unmotivated, but still refused to quit. That's consistency. That's power. Most people fail because they mistake intensity for consistency. They go hard for a week, maybe a month, and then disappear. They sprint at the start, then burn out when the excitement fades. But success is not a sprint. It's a marathon that demands discipline more than enthusiasm. Intensity can start a fire, but consistency keeps it burning. The world doesn't care about how loud you start. It cares about how long you can last. It's not the person who works the hardest for a short time that wins. It's the one who works steadily for years through every storm, through every setback, through every moment of doubt. You have to build habits that don't depend on how you feel, because feelings will lie to you. Some days you'll wake up motivated, other days you'll wake up drained. Some mornings you'll feel like a champion, other mornings you'll feel like quitting. But consistency means you don't negotiate with your emotions. You act on your standards. You don't say, I'll do it when I feel like it. You say, I'll do it because I said I would. That's self-respect. That's integrity. And when you live like that, your word becomes law. You start trusting yourself. You start building momentum. You start creating a rhythm that nothing can break. Not fatigue, not failure, not fear. Discipline and consistency go hand in hand. Discipline is the engine. Consistency is the movement. Without one, the other dies. If you want to build anything great, a business, a career, a mindset, a legacy, you got to show up long after the excitement has faded. You got to keep putting in the work even when nobody's watching, even when you don't get immediate results. That's where character is built. Because consistency reveals who you are when no one's keeping score. It's in the days when you're tired but still push. It's in the nights when you're discouraged but still show up. In the moments when your dreams feel far away, but you keep grinding anyway. Those are the moments that build warriors. Those are the moments that create winners. Understand this, life rewards persistence. You can't plant a seed today and expect a forest tomorrow. You have to water it, protect it, nurture it every single day. And even when you don't see growth, you've got to trust that it's happening beneath the surface. Because consistency works like that. It's silent progress. The results always come later. But most people quit before they see them. They give up in the waiting season because they mistake silence for failure. But just because you don't see movement doesn't mean growth isn't happening. The ones who win are those who stay patient, stay focused, and stay consistent long enough for their effort to bloom. Consistency also builds identity. Every time you show up, you're telling your brain, this is who I am. You're proving to yourself that you're reliable, disciplined, and unstoppable. And over time, that becomes your truth. You stop saying I'm trying and start saying I'm trying and start saying I do this. You stop being someone who occasionally acts disciplined and start being someone who is disciplined. That's the transformation that changes everything. When discipline stops being what you do and becomes who you are. When showing up isn't a question anymore, it's automatic. It's a lifestyle. It's your nature. But here's the beauty of consistency. It's not about being perfect. It's about being relentless. You have off days. You have moments where you fall short. That's part of the grind. But consistency means you don't stay down. You don't let one bad day turn into a bad week. You get back up. You adjust. You move again. Because the secret to success is not never falling. It's never staying down. Every champion you admire, every icon you respect, every person who changed their life, they all mastered the same thing. They kept showing up. Through pain, through rejection, through heartbreak, through failure, they kept going. So if you want to separate yourself from the rest, don't just chase motivation, chase consistency. Don't wait for inspiration. Build habits. Don't depend on hype. Depend on your work ethic. The grind doesn't reward who you wish to be. It rewards who you choose to be every single day. Keep showing up for your dreams like your life depends on it, because it does. Your future depends on it. Your legacy depends on it. At the end of the day, it's not about how loud your dreams are. It's about how long you're willing to chase them. It's not about how many times you start. It's about how many times you refuse to stop. Consistency is the proof of belief. If you truly believe in what you're chasing, your actions will prove it. The grind doesn't need noise. It needs repetition. It needs that quiet, unshakable commitment that says, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, I'm not quitting. Because once you build that kind of consistency, you become unstoppable. Not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger. Every day you show up, you build the version of you that can handle the next level. Every day you push forward, you're carving your future, one disciplined action at a time. That's the real grind. Not doing it once, but doing it until it's done. When it's all said and done, you have to decide what kind of person you want to be. The one who talks about grinding or the one who actually gets up and grinds. Life doesn't hand out trophies for potential. It rewards the ones who are willing to stay late, wake up early, and fight through every distraction, every excuse, every ounce of self-doubt that tried to pull them off course. The truth is, the grind doesn't stop. It never has, and it never will. The clock keeps ticking whether you move or not. Time doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about how tired you are, how stressed you are, or how unfair your circumstances have been. Time keeps going. The only question is, are you going with it or are you getting left behind? There comes a point where talking about your dreams isn't enough anymore. You've got to act like your future depends on what you do right now, because it does. Every single second you waste, someone else out there is using it to move one step closer to the life you said you wanted. While you're debating whether to get started, they're already halfway there. You've got to decide that your grind means more to you than your comfort, that your hunger is louder than your excuses, that your purpose is stronger than your fear. Because when that switch flips, when you start showing up with that kind of energy, everything changes. The universe doesn't reward wishers, it rewards workers. So stop waiting for a sign. Stop waiting for motivation to strike. The sign is you right here, right now, breathing, with another chance to go after what's yours. You've got air in your lungs, you've got time on the clock, and you've got a dream that's still possible. That's all the reason you need to move. The grind doesn't owe you anything. It's up to you to earn every inch. But here's the thing. Once you truly commit, something magical happens. The process starts shaping you. The pain starts teaching you. The struggle starts building you. Every day you push through becomes a deposit into your future. And one day the same grind that broke you will be the same grind that built you. You don't need to be the most talented, the smartest, or the fastest. You just need to refuse to quit. You'll quit. The grind will test you, but it will also reward you. It will take everything from you, but it will give you back something greater. The unshakable pride of knowing you earned it. So as this moment fades and this video ends, don't just feel inspired. Get up and move. Don't let this be another burst of motivation that fades tomorrow. Let it be the day you decided that enough is enough. The day you drew the line and said, from this point on, I'm going all in. Because when you make that decision, when you truly commit to the grind, that's when everything changes. You don't wait for success anymore. You chase it. You hunt it. You take it. Because you finally understand the truth. The grind never stops, and neither will you.